Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Learning in Digital World. I'm Rafael, your host for today's episode.
And I'm Dober. We're all students exploring how learning really happens. Today, our topic is one of the major learning philosophies, behaviorism, and how it connects with technology.
We also have our classmates Abdul and Arvel joining the conversation. So hello guys.
Hello.
Uh,
So I am Abdul Majid Simon Santo. I'm so glad to be here and I'm looking forward for our podcast.
and I am Arbil. So I'm also excited. So let's have a good conversation.
So let's start with the big question. Among the major learning philosophies, behaviorism, cognitism, constructivism, humanism, and connectivism. What fits your style the most? Abdul?
For me, as a learner, it's behaviorism. I learn best through practice, repetition, and especially instant feedback. I feel confidence when I get right or wrong answer right away.
Same here. Behaviorism builds basic skills. Before doing a hard task, I needed a strong foundation first.
Can you remember a time when this philosophy guided your choice as a learner?
Yes, when I was reviewing for quizzes, I used flashcards and quiz apps. The repetition helped me remember better.
Do you think today's digital learners need access to these old theories?
Yes, the old theories still works. Behaviorism is still effective. You just needed to mix it with the modern tools.
Abdul, how does technology support behaviorism?
Technology makes feedback faster. Apps tells you right away you got it right. No waiting. That's behaviorism.
Okay, how about you, Arvin?
And the tools make learning fun. For example, Kahoot, the fast answer, points, and ranking. Next is quizzes and instant feedback. And lastly is Duolingo, streaks, reward, and badges. And all of this app uses a reward system.
So, Abdul, what is digital platform shape your learning the most?
The digital platforms that shape me the most is Quizlet and Kahoot. They help me memorize the best.
Should technology improve old learning methods or completely transfer them?
For me, I think both because it makes drills better and it can also change learning because technology these days can personalize lessons.
Okay, now let's talk about the challenges students face when mixing pedagogy and technology. Abdul?
One of the challenges whenever mixing the pedagogy and technology is using app for fun, not for learning. Some people or students prefer winning rather than learning the lessons.
What about you, Arvin?
And another challenge is when the tool doesn't match the topic. For example, you're studying math, but the questions are too easy or unrelated.
Abdul, how can students handle situation where technology doesn't match learning goals?
So to handle that situation, for me, you have to pick the right tool. Whenever your goal is vocabulary, then use vocabulary apps. If your goal is writing, then you have to use writing apps.
What opportunities do you see for better tech integration in schools and universities?
So, a lot. Universities and schools needed to integrate more smart classrooms, more online applications, and practices, and also easier communication between students.
Okay, let's imagine the future. If you could design your ideal learning environment, what would it look like?
So if I could design my learning environment for future use, uh, I want a classroom with smart boards, tablets, and even digital quizzes, and especially instant AI feedbacks.
And I'd also add virtual reality headset for simulations. So imagine learning science in a virtual world.
So, Abdul, what technologies do you think will shape your future learning?
Um, te- the technologies that can shape my future learning is such as AI tutors, VR, AR, and adaptive learning apps that change difficulty based on our performance.
Then, Harville, how can future educators prepare for constant changing?
So they should keep exploring new tools, but stay focused on the real learning goals. Technology change fast, but good teaching principles stay the same.
Abdul, do you think that old philosophies like behaviorism will still in the future?
Yes, behaviorism is all about practice, feedback, and that will always be important, but it is a very essential for us students or learners, even with
Let's add more to the conversation. What habits help students learn better using behaviorist methods?
um, one of the best habits that we students learn better is through short practice repetition every day. Repetition helps more than one long study session.
How about you, Arvin?
And also tracking progress. Apps show streaks and scores. So when you track your progress, it gives you some small rewards that helps motivate students to keep going.
So, Abdul and Arbil, what behaviorist strategy do you personally use?
For me, I personally use a reward system. After I'm done studying for like 30 minutes, I give myself a break.
So for me, I like setting easy goals first. So when I succeed, I feel more motivated to continue.
Okay. Abdul, how can students avoid becoming too dependent on technology?
For me, to avoid becoming too dependent on technology, we have to balance. We don't have to rely on apps or technology. We have used apps for practice, but still read, write, and reflect offline.
Thank you for joining our podcast in Learning in Digital World. And see you next time!